to another edition of Tea Talk, a transsexual's perspective on the world around us. Today's topic is on how looks can be very deceiving. And I mean in both ways. What looks quote-unquote good isn't necessarily good, and what looks quote-unquote bad isn't necessarily bad. The saying you can't judge a book by its cover is so true. As a transgender person on a daily basis, people look at me and they judge me in a negative way. I often think if they only knew the good that I have to offer, they don't know what they're missing. You're not going to believe this story. Oh my God, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. It's a profound example of how looks are deceiving. My landlord has 2 cottages that she rents out. I rent one of them, and up until about a month and a half ago, it was rented by, and the other one was rented by a 40-something-year-old white American woman who worked for the health department and appeared to be somewhat conservative. She moved to another area of Florida to take a job. And to see this woman, she appeared clean and well-groomed. So she paid my landlord an extra month's rent to give her time to move her stuff out. And I thought to myself, well, how much time could it take to clear out a cottage, you know? She'd need a whole another month. Well, the month was over about a week and a half ago, and she hadn't moved anything out. And it seemed like she was stalling for time. My landlord was about up to here with her and called her to see what was going on. And she told her, you know, she had some friends that could actually help clean out the place for her for a price. And they came up with the price of $3,800, which I thought was outrageous. It just really seemed outrageous to me. Until I heard the condition of what the cottage was in. She was a hoarder, okay, and I had heard about hoarders before, and I had seen some shows on TV and some situations that really looked bad, but I think this one took the cake. Her place was packed with trash and papers and a lot of other things from the floor to the ceiling. And on top of that, she had 3 cats, by the way. There was cat shit and cat piss all over everything. But when I heard that this woman was actually hoarding her own shit, I almost vomited. Okay, and I didn't believe it until my landlord showed me the pictures. And when I saw those pictures, I almost fainted. It was horrible. I couldn't believe it. And this woman, to think of it, she was there for about 6 years, was actually living in her feces. She was storing it. She had it in trash bags, stored in her closet. And the toilet was filled to the brim with crap. And the toilet worked, by the way. This lady was actually living in shit. And to look at her, you would never know it. I bet if I was standing next to her and society was to judge the 2 of us based on our appearance, most of society would probably outcast me and judge her in a very positive way. You know, the irony in that. So I just had to share this story because it was something that blew my mind, and I'm not judging her in any way because we all know that hoarding is a condition, and she obviously needs a lot of help. But it was just something that I thought about. I said, my goodness, to look at her, this conservative white American woman, and this transsexual that lives in the cottage next to her, and I bet you the neighbors were all looking at me thinking I was the one storing my shit. Anyway, until next time, I wish you all love, peace, and blessings, and hugs and kisses.